Hi, my name's Tia Hollowood, and I am a co-author of Trauma, a PTSD blog on healthyplace.com. And this week I want to talk about how PTSD can impact sexual arousal. It's one of the conversations that is a little harder to have even with your therapist, but there are definitely things that are impacted by PTSD. And as I say in the blog, one of the things that can happen is that your level of desire can fluctuate even with a consistent partner, where it'll be what you might think of as a very typical, level of attraction and what most couples probably have. And then sometimes it can just go to, I don't want anything to do with this. Don't touch me, leave me alone, go away. And how that can happen is explained more in what I wrote. But basically, I mean, you can be triggered at any time from anything, and it doesn't have to make sense in the moment. But what does make sense is if you know that this is something that happens with you, even if it's kind of on occasion, and you find that in the moment when that happens, it's very difficult to say, oh, by the way, I've decided I'm just not into this now. I'm going to go get some popcorn. Not the best time to want to explain it. And sometimes you really don't want to explain it. So even if you're resistant, you go through with something that is actually uncomfortable for you, ends up making you feel more defensive and more confused afterwards because you weren't able to explain it to your partner. So basically, all I want to say is, if this is you and if this is something that happens with you, you have a partner who you are vested in and you want to make sure everything is going to go as wonderfully as it can, you need to have the conversation beforehand. I don't mean, oh, hi, nice to meet you. By the way, I have this issue. No. Once you're in a relationship and it's established that it's a sexual relationship, you want to take a time where you're not in the middle of anything and you say, I need to talk to you about something. This happens to me sometimes. I never know when it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen with us. And so I want you to know, and you lay out whatever it is. Now for me, it might be there'd be times when I'm just like, okay, hang on, wait, I'm not going there today. Where did that come from? No, you don't love me anymore. No, that's not it. For other people, it might be, kind of the opposite. It might be, let's go away and never come out of the bedroom for 24 hours. Whatever the issue is, if it's unusual for you and how you see yourself in a relationship, it's worth explaining to someone. So have that conversation before you need to have that conversation, and that way when it does come up, it'll be much easier to say, remember that conversation we had? That's how I'm feeling right now. And the other thing about that is, some people say, I couldn't do that. They'd be like, oh, come on, give me a break. And, it would hurt our relationship if I didn't just go through with things. You want to really think about where you're valuing yourself in that relationship and where you should be valuing yourself in that relationship, because nobody needs to be doing anything in a relationship if it's making them feel uncomfortable. So those are my thoughts on that. And thanks for listening.